结语. The thousand-year decline of Han Buddhism began with the material destruction of the Huichang persecution, experienced the differentiation of sects, the decline of elite philosophical sects, and the survival of popular sects, then suffered ideological erasure through imperial power suppression and Neo-Confucianism's assimilation of Buddhism in the Song dynasty, suffered political marginalization due to the emphasis on Tibetan Buddhism and suppression of Han Buddhism in the Yuan dynasty, descended into folklorization in the Ming and Qing dynasties, and finally faced political suppression by warlords and the collapse of monastic precepts in the Republic of China, forming a complete and irreversible chain of decline. The fundamental reason for the difference in the fate of various sects lies in their adaptability to social changes. Sanlun, Tiantai, and Yogacara schools, with their profound and complex doctrines, relied on official support and elite inheritance, and could not withstand the impact of political suppression and social upheaval, while Chan and Pure Land Buddhism, with their simple practice methods and broad mass base, adapted to the needs of ordinary people and survived tenaciously, but they also gradually lost their ideological depth in the long process of popularization, and even their basic monastic precepts could not be maintained in the turbulent Republican period. The essence of the decline of Han Buddhism is the result of the combined effects of the secular regime's pursuit of centralization, Confucianism's claim to orthodoxy, the impact of foreign religions and radical social changes. Buddhism gradually lost its economic independence, ideological independence, and organizational independence in the historical changes, falling from a spiritual highland that shaped the spiritual world of the Chinese nation to a folk appendage that only retained superficial religious forms. The demise of Indian Buddhism and the politicization of Tibetan Buddhism further highlight the uniqueness of Han Buddhism's decline. It was not destroyed by external forces, but gradually lost its core value and existential significance in the internal evolution of Chinese civilization and the collision of multiple cultures. This period of history is not only the rise and fall of a religion, but also a vivid epitome of the integration, evolution, and vicissitudes of Chinese civilization. The coating penetrates, yet the base color remains, the cultural essence of the decline of Han Buddhism. The metaphor, the coating penetrates, yet the base color remains, incisively reveals the essence of the millennial decline of Han Buddhism, not a mere result of political suppression or internal decline of the sects, but an inevitable return to the secular origin of Chinese culture. The core foundation of Chinese civilization has always been its secular traits of emphasizing human ethics, the present world, and practical utility, with no extreme pursuit of the transcendent. This ingrained cultural orientation determines that foreign religions can never replace the dominant position of local culture. Although Buddhism achieved a profound localization in China, integrating with Confucianism and Taoism and even permeating the cultural fabric, it was ultimately only a coating attached to the Chinese cultural base. No matter how bright it shone for a time, it would eventually fade as the cultural origin asserted itself. This aligns with the research of scholars, such as Qian Mu and Yu Yingxi. Chinese culture has always pursued selective integration rather than radical transformation of foreign civilizations. The decline of Buddhism is an inevitable outcome of the digestion of foreign culture by the powerful indigenous secular culture. Cultural shift and the evolution of national character, a mirror of the times in the decline of Buddhism. Historical changes from the Tang and Song dynasties onward not only accelerated the decline of Buddhism, but also drove a secular, even vulgar, turn in Chinese culture, directly triggering a profound evolution of the Chinese temperament and national character. To counter Buddhist doctrines, Neo-Confucianism in the Song and Ming dynasties elevated the secular ethics of the three cardinal guides and five constant virtues to the metaphysical status of the heavenly principle, rigidifying. Confucianism, and robbing it of its original inclusiveness and vitality. The Mongol invasion in the Yuan dynasty abolished the imperial examination system, leading to the decline of the scholar official class and the loss of the guiding role of cultural elites. The infiltration of the pragmatic and utilitarian values of grassland culture weakened China's traditional emphasis on self-cultivation and spiritual pursuit. By the Ming and Qing dynasties, the eight-legged essay imperial examination had reduced Confucianism to a mere stepping stone for official career, with utilitarianism becoming the mainstream social value. The pursuit of scholars shifted from upholding the Tao and benefiting the world to passing the imperial examination for fame and fortune. Against this backdrop, the refined moral integrity and spiritual pursuit in the national character gradually faded. Pragmatism devolved into mere profit, seeking, prudence into conservatism, and even opportunistic and slick worldly habits took root. Han Buddhism, in turn, lost the doctrinal support of the elite class amid this trend, retreating to the folk to become a simple tool for praying for blessings. IT's decline and the evolution of national character are mutual mirrors of the times, both rooted in the gradual weakening of the spiritual core and the growing prominence of utilitarian tendencies beneath the secular foundation of Chinese culture.